Welcome back to Curse, Code, and Crown, a live play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition podcast featuring a fully original world and campaign. I am the wizard Cronox, observer of time. Curse, Code, and Crown features our regular voiceover artists and improvisers, Laura Elizabeth as the Orc Count Eta and Princess Gwendolyn, Tyler Hewitt as Makka Deathcap, and Ryan LaPlante as Duncan Danno, alongside our dungeon master, the incredible Tom McGee. So get ready for an adventure including thrills, chills, and hope for a brighter tomorrow. It's time for Curse, Code, and Crown!
Makka, you cast Blight on the followers of Jossie. I don't know what Blight does. Why don't you tell me?
It's got single target, so it will be cast on Peak.
On Peak? Okay.
Peak Drip Brow, yeah. He needs to make a Constitution saving throw. He's got to beat a 16.
I rolled a 4.
All right.
He does not.
So that is 8d8 necrotic damage.
Oh, baby.
Let me just roll that out real quick.
Oh, Peak. Oh, Peak Drip Brow.
How does necrotic damage work when things don't decay?
But it's a turtle, so who knows? They don't naturally decay. This isn't fucking natural.
Yeah, that's fair.
It is also worth noting that despite the ineffectiveness of the spores here, Makka has been using them quite effectively over time.
Yeah.
All right. I have to say, like, in the back of Gwendolyn's mind, she's like, is my body just lying around?
Oh, no.
Is the garbage heap?
Off way to Zang, all that progress. Just like one of those shows that reverts, like just the last season of Game of Thrones, we just revert everyone back to their season 1 shit because we don't know what else to do.
How much damage, Tyler? I need to know. Not that the riffs aren't fun, but fight.
It is exactly 30 necrotic damage.
Nice.
His cheeks sink. His sort of flesh pulls tight, and you just hear him kind of go ah. As his body begins to waste, the shell seeming to get heavier and bigger on his back. He just kind of reaches out and kind of looks at his withering hand and just says, I have been chosen. And then he falls forward dead. Roll for initiative.
I was going to say, I just looked at the other two like, it is a cult. Kill them.
Tom, knowing that Duncan was kind of ready to go, would advantage on the initiative roll feel reasonable?
Yeah, totally. You were getting ready to kick some ass.
Yeah, he was just waiting for something to drop. And the answer was Makka.
I got a 6.
I got a 9.
I was thinking about my
20.
body.
I'm always distracted thinking about my body, you know?
You and me both, sir.
What's up with this skin down on our elbows, right? This extra skin. So weird. Anyway, we're in a fight.
We've got, well, I need a second to total up the list. So riff away, friend. Riff away. So we've got interesting. Okay.
Oh no, interesting.
I'm literally just figuring out the order people are going in. It's the least scary DM interesting you can get. So please enjoy. He's dead, so he doesn't get an initiative anymore. Oh man, I've been rolling so badly, and it continues. It continues today. Cool, Duncan. It will come as no surprise that you are top of the order. So to paint the picture for you, so you know exactly what you're dealing with tactically. As usual, we'll be using north, south, east, west. Best way to think about this is the hut is at the center. As I said, we've got a corpse pile, kind of ringing it in a non-closed circle, perhaps some kind of crescent moon shape, if you will, that is probably now about 5 feet high, piled with bodies. And again, in kind of when I say pile, I truly do mean like they've been stacked up. So it's not like it's a wall; it's a heap coming to a point. Directly in front of you, at the opening of the corpse ramparts, Makka has just killed or ascended, depending who you ask, Peak Drip Brow. Duncan, you're standing with Makka. Gwendolyn, you're a few steps back.
Okay.
from where we're standing to our right, you can see two turtles in relatively close range. One of them has a staff that they were using to kind of poke the corpses and move them around a bit. The one behind her has a club. So they're kind of like starting to draw their weapons, or the club is being drawn. The staff was already out. Beyond them, quite a ways away, perhaps a full turn's worth of movement away, is a turtle with a sword that he is drawing. You can just see kind of in the dim light. So that is our east group. Our west group, there is closest to currently Gwendolyn, but not certainly at close range. They were standing a little bit a ways. We have an axe wielding turtle that was standing in front of Shira Irongrasp, who was cowering behind the axe and is now standing, kind of punching her fist, getting ready to rock. So they are to your left. Beyond them, back roughly where the sword person is in the shadows, there is a turtle who is unslinging a hunting bow, and looks like they'll be offering range support. There are two additional combat turtles inside the ring, but they are behind the hut and will not be entering combat immediately. The other three remaining,
You've described 8 so far.
Yeah, we have 8. The two remaining turtles are not combatants. They are unarmed. They don't seem to have any capability with weapons. It's clearly a matter of like, if you're putting together a ragtag group of peasant cultists, like some of them will be comfortable wielding things, others won't be. So a couple of them are just kind of falling back to the tree line. In terms of outside of this direct area of combat, we're just going to assume that the ring of trees is heavy enough that it's kind of the edge, like the perimeter of the clearing. Beyond that, terrain is too difficult to actively fight in.
Okay.
We're on Duncan's turn, yes?
That is correct. Yep.
Can I use a reaction on Duncan's turn?
I believe so.
Because
I think he can react at any point.
Yeah.
Because Peak has died,
Yes.
I use a reaction to infect his body with spores, and he rises to his feet again as a zombie.
Ooh.
With 1
Damn,
HP.
man. All right.
Nice.
Great. His ascendance was cut short. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Does he act on your initiative, or does he have separate initiative?
It comes immediately after mine.
Okay.
And I cast Blight like out of turn, so he can come after me in the initiative order if that makes more sense.
Okay, let's do that. I think that makes the most sense.
Cool. Duncan is going to draw his rapier, raise Mr. Bang, and he'll yell, "Don't worry, we're not going to kill you. We're just going to help you along the way." And then he will take his 2 shots, and he will shoot 1 round each out of his double-barreled Mr. Bang into the 2 running guys, because he's not going to be able to ID them later, and he knows that everybody in this group are the convicted murderers of the team.
All right. Bold choice.
He will use a swashing point to do so as well. So I got some weird powers now, because Duncan is super agile and ready to fight. So I have advantage against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat yet, and any hit I score against a creature that is surprised is a crit. So obviously they're not surprised, but still we're gonna take our shots. I'll use a swashing point to assault. So this is like almost, I think he says it, and then it's almost a spin around, and he manages to shoot twice while doing like a swirl of his cape with his blade in his other hand. So it just looks cool. All right, so that is an 18 for the first one.
Yep, that'll hit.
And the second one is 25.
Yes.
So both get hit, which is dope. And the damage. The first turtle will take 17 damage. And the second will take 17 damage. Both were Max's rolls on that D10. So yeah, 17 piercing each.
All right. So yeah, it's just like you see them turn and run. You flare your cape up, saber out, you lower your gun and just like snap off 2 quick shots. You manage to hit one just above the shell line, so just base of the neck, and you just see like a blast of blood out of the throat as the turtle like mid sprint just collapses. And the other one, you open fire. You hear it ping off the shell, but luckily, you keep Mr. Bang packed with enough punch that it goes through. And you see the turtle just kind of slow its pace as it runs and kind of reach around to its back. For creatures that are so used to having armor there, it's being stabbed in the back's not a huge thing. The turtle feels the bullet wound, and does that classic like looks to his hand and just kind of like falls to his knees and keeps trying to move forward, but the bullet's clearly taking him out. I will warn you, these turtles, the non-combat turtles, are less hardy than their armed companions. So please don't assume, based on these numbers, that every number is going to work that way, because it sure ain't. But it does on those two.
Tom?
Yes.
So I've still got my movement. Can I charge the bow turtle? Can I get around Sheila and the axe to take out the ranged guy?
You will get 2 attacks of opportunity.
Fuck
like
that
one from
then.
each one. Bow turtle is at a fairly significant distance.
I think he'll just stay where he is with the team then and see kind of where the rest of the fight goes. I think he'll be swirling and holding position with the rapier ready in a like come at me bro.
Fair enough.
But in a very dancey, sexy Duncan style way. There's more brooding to it. It smolders.
Yeah. Okay, good. If you hadn't added the smolder detail, I was really going to fuck you up. But like now I'm just distracted by the smolder.
Exactly.
Okay. So our East group is up. Seeing how dangerous Duncan is, both the staff and the club are going to charge you. With sword kind of following to also engage, but is far enough away that it won't matter. So the 2 cultists close ranks and are each going to take an attack at you. The first one, swinging staff, they'll have advantage because they're tag teaming you. Guy with the staff. What's your AC right now, Duncan?
AC is 17.
17. He'll miss by 1. Guy with the club. Oh man, I am rolling trash. So both of them come in, but given that you're already in your come at me, bro, pose, first club comes in, you just use like the flat of your blade to kind of gently guide it away from you. And in doing so are able to dodge under the staff strike that comes in over your head. Which is a very disappointing turn for them. The guy with the sword manages to reach you because he double moves. So you've got three folks on you for next round.
Right.
Bringing us to...
Oh, Tom, I would actually like to riposte against staff, which is a reaction. So I spend a swashing point. The nice thing is I got a fucking boatload of them now. As we keep leveling up, I get more swashing points.
Always got to bring those swashing points in case you get hungry.
If a creature misses with a melee weapon attack, I get to make one back. So as the staff comes down and I dodge under, it's the rapier comes up, and I think it'll just be a slash like across the eyes using the cape as cover because, as you said, they're tough. So I'm just not going to try to strike a death blow. We'll keep it narratively consistent. That is 17.
Yes, right on the money.
Oh, good. And that will do the 14 damage.
Oof. All right, and that is on staff. It is a sound strike. You take turtles having kind of their eyes widely on their head. You manage to just take one eye out and slash across the face. The turtle like does that like gross turtles having sex on a YouTube video like sound of frustration, and is pretty badly injured. Bringing us to
God,
Gwendolyn.
I know that exact sound.
Like, look, it's hit viral like 4 times. Everyone knows it now. Everyone.
true.
And if you haven't, dear listeners, do yourself a horrible favor and join us in hell. And just YouTube that. It's super fucking weird. But I know about it, so now you have to as well. Gwendolyn, your turn.
I think I will strike out at my immediate threat, which is the axe wielding turtle, I believe. Is that the one that's like, okay. Yeah, I think there's kind of like an indignance in my like, oh, this fucking, why does everything have to be so like fucking difficult? And I just like, and you see the rune on my like left chest breastplate start to glow, and I just like basically like hacking with my greatsword.
Sure,
that's all it's gonna be. It's just gonna be like just hacking it up. That's it. Snicker snack. So I get to attack twice.
That's
really
fancy.
Exciting.
I was going to make a joke like, didn't realize we were playing with the queen, but you kind of are. That's the character you're playing. So yeah, all right.
So the first one will be a 24 to hit.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And the second will be 20 total to hit.
Also yes.
Oh, that's very nice. Okay. So that's going to be the 6 plus. So that's 9 slashing damage.
Okay.
And I think let's just as kind of like a bonus, because I get to do this. I would like to throw off is it a hunting bow? That
yes.
the one that has? Yeah. I think I'll just at the very least try to distract them and make the Elos blade fly at that person, try to give a good strike too.
Okay.
So that will be that'll be 15 to hit.
Unfortunately, it does not.
Nuts.
So
all right.
You slash twice and then just like hurl the blade. Unfortunately, the as you know, you would when you're the person with a ranged weapon and there's scary people with melee weapons. The guy with the bow was keeping an eye on you and manages to dodge it. With
that's fair.
ease.
Okay. So the blade returns to me then.
Yeah.
And I just go, oh, bollocks. All right.
Why does everything have to be so hard? Everything happens to Gwendolyn.
I know, right?
All right. Next up, we have. Yes, 1 second. Sorry, I'm just flipping. I lost my page here in the manual. But next up will be Shira Iron Grasp as soon as I have her stat block in front of me. One moment.
Shira.
She's lumbering forwards dangerously.
Yeah, it's a real lumber though. It's a real bookmarks from our other show and not from this.
The guy with the axe better not see her. Am I right?
God.
Sorry.
Oh boy. Oh, it took a second.
What really did it for me was like the hands on the hips and the tilting of the head. Like, oh boy, that's what really pushed it over the edge.
Yep.
All right. So
fantastic delivery.
Shira storms over. I think she's going to go straight for Makka. This whole like never meet your heroes thing has been real rough on her. So
after the murder and zombification of her chosen religious leader,
by her former chosen religious like Messiah character, not having a great time. Got some real like God Emperor of Dune rage going on. So she walks over and just like throws 2 quick jabs at you, Makka.
Okay.
What's your AC right now, sir?
19.
19. Okay. She will hit with both. And that's going to be... Ooh. You know how I was rolling badly? I stopped. 25 points of damage.
Oh, no.
As she just starts punching and... just says in like a surprisingly high-pitched voice, like, No false prophets. As she continues to punch. I always just think it's funny when someone's like a massive, like muscle bound, like monster who can like break people in half, and their voice just doesn't match the look at all. Oh, it makes me smile. And it's true of her as well. Great. Bringing us to the West characters. So we've got the person with the axe engaged in combat with Gwendolyn. Is clearly having a bad time. He's going to take a big mighty swing at you. What's your AC?
20.
They will hit. And they are going to do... that is 7 points of damage as they hack
I'd
down
like
at you.
I'd like to react just being like just make this easier for us, and I would like to react with a hellish rebuke
Sure.
because thank you, weird Karen power. I'm gonna spray a strong spout of water at
Right.
them.
No need to be so coy.
So that's a 20 total to hit.
Yeah, 20 will definitely hit.
Oh, they just need a dex save. What am I saying? I'm silly.
Okay, I'm back to rolling badly again. I got a 3. So
right.
for a total of 6.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'll pass.
I really doubt your DC for a spell is 3.
I don't actually know what it is. I don't know
It's
that I've
not
used this
3,
before.
Laura. You're good.
No.
You're fine.
You don't
Yeah,
have
no, I know
any
that.
stats
I'm like-
that are that far into the toilet that a 3 would pass.
I'm gonna look this up though.
Imagine how shitty that spell would be. It's just like, I'm gonna roll the dice on this.
Yeah.
I need to roll a 1.
Well, that's 12 force damage.
So swings the axe, hits you, finishes it. You look back up, the helmet drops open and water just jets out of your face. And just like the turtle is looking down at the end of his swing, and it just like cracks his neck into his chest with the force of the water, and his body
Cool.
falls over.
Originally, we said that it was gonna come out of my arm, but I kind of like it coming out of my face. Let's just
Yeah.
change it to that.
Sure,
Because
I just
that
feel
makes
like
much
if
more
it's a hellish
sense.
rebuke, it's like particularly because
Yeah, it's like
it was so petulant that I just think it tracks. Like I think if
It
you're
makes
doing
more
it
sense for Gwendolyn.
well, also I feel like you can do the arm thing when it's in control and you're like doing the Mega Man thing where it's just like, unleash it. But when it's literally just an expression of your rage and frustration, let's say it's the face.
I love
So
it.
like your
Perfect.
helmet pops up and it's that
Yeah.
Team America vomit of water just directly
Yes.
out of her
Yeah.
frozen mouth.
That's exactly what I was picturing.
yeah.
Yes.
Or that like
PSI strong enough to kill this guy.
Yeah.
or just that fucking weird, badly designed like ultimate enemy from Thor 1 whose face was just a laser cannon. Like it's just that. It's like
Yes.
"Bonk."
Yeah. With pressurized water, it's just Metal Gear Ray just opening
Oh,
its
that's true.
face
Yeah.
and just cutting the guy down.
Oh, man. Thanks for bringing it back to Metal Gear, buddy. You always got my back.
Always.
All right, so he's done.
Yay.
And that brings us to to Makka.
All right. So I have Shira Iron Grasp fighting me. She's on me.
Yes.
Gwendolyn just downed her primary opponent, the person who's like near her. So she's safe for now. Is that
Yep,
right?
that's
And
correct.
Duncan is facing off against 3.
Yep, a sword, a club,
simultaneously?
and a staff.
Okay.
And there's the bow guy over in the distance.
Bow guy is on Gwendolyn's
side.
side, but is a much smaller threat in the greater scheme of things than 3 of these people.
Correct.
Okay. Let me just
And there are still the 2 behind the hut who are starting to come around, but are also now hesitating as they see what's happening. None of these, there's a few of these people who are hardened murderers, and a bunch of them who are like, yeah, I'll help. Uh-oh.
I'm going to use all of my movement to disengage from Shira. So I'm just going to very carefully take, those precious steps out of her immediate swing range with that big meaty fist she's got.
Yep.
And then I'm going to, from that safety, I'm going to cast Confusion on the 3 opponents wailing away on Duncan there. So they need to make a wisdom saving throw. They need to beat a 16.
All right, 1 sec. Gotta get those guys up. Did not think I would need that particular stat, and here we are. Should really know better than this by now, but I do not, apparently.
Nowhere is safe when this party is in combat.
Anthers!
No page of the manual is not necessary.
And sorry, what was the DC I'm trying to beat, Tyler?
16.
So unfortunately, 2 of them will pass. We'll say the one with the sword fails just because they were rushing in. So it makes sense to me that the 2 who are engaged in the combat are well aware of what's going on, but the one who's running in is a little less, being stabbed by Duncan. So it's a little easier to be confuzzled.
Okay. So a D10 needs to be rolled to determine that turtle's behavior. If you want to roll or I can roll, doesn't matter.
It's your spell, man. Why don't you roll?
All right. So I rolled a 6, meaning that the creature cannot move or take actions on its turn.
Just runs right up to the combat and then just stops. It's like sword in hand, just like an action figure, just standing there like ready to rock, but doing absolutely nothing. All you can see are the turtle eyes, just like looking back and forth between the combatants and Duncan, and then kind of down at its own feet and then back up. It would cock an eyebrow in confusion, but it fucking can't. Amazing. All right. What else would you like to do, sir?
That's my action. I guess just as a bonus, I'll cast Shillelagh on my mace.
Great. Peak Drip Brow. What does he do?
He's going to attack Iron Fist.
Iron Fist?
Grasp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Grasp. Zombie stats if you want that, or if you want to use your own zombie stats for this.
No, you go ahead with your zombie stats, and I'm happy to have you do all the. Okay. You're in control.
So that'll be a slam attack.
Come on and slam.
+3 to hit. So that is not going to do it with an 11.
Sadly, no.
No. Okay. But he's up in her grill. He's fighting her.
Great. Love it. The more the merrier on that particular fighter. Top of the round, Duncan. You got three turtles on you. The one with the staff you've injured. You've cut off an eye. There's the one with the club is still fresh. There is someone with a sword. However, they are frozen in place. Very confused.
All right. So yeah, he's got that rapier out now, baby. So this is just the game as it's played. So I think what he's gonna do is complete his spin as he's been ducking and diving and weaving, and just try to put his rapier directly through the eye of the staff wielding turtle first. We'll swash it up because I can. That will be 4 + 7 is 11 + 5 is 16 to hit.
16 will sadly not hit.
Well, then he's gonna do the same thing again because he's got 2 attacks. All right, there we go. That is a 28.
That very much hits.
Yeah, so I think he misses with the first one, and then it's like he lunges and the turtle goes to the left, and then he just goes fuck it and brings it down across the throat as a slash that way.
Great.
And just as the blade hits throat, he just says, "Your goddess will just see you now." And then that does 9 piercing damage.
Just enough. The sword comes across his throat. He actually moves the staff up to block another stab. And if you'd been lunging, he would have been like spot on. But you went for the frustration slash, and as a result, he kind of like releases the staff kind of midair and like reaches to his throat as the blood begins to sort of spray out of it. It just kind of looks at you with shock. And then kind of falls to his knees, and the staff hits him in the head, and he hits the ground. He is done.
Nice. And then I want to expend a swashing point for a bonus reaction. So Duncan can essentially use his fallback. So what he's going to do is actually, after having killed that guy, he'll like dive into a roll forwards to essentially disengage, and then he gets to move his full movement. So he'll just book it towards the rampart and the cottage. And then because he still has his own move left, because this lets him kind of get a double move, he would just like to charge around the cottage and engage with the guys who are definitely going to try to run, because he wants nobody getting away from this fucking 10. Everybody here sentenced to death by Dawnbreaker rules. So it's just like, justice sees you and justice is coming. And then he's just there. So if they're going to run, he'll fucking attack.
Fair enough. Okay, cool. Good turn. Bring us to the guys in the east.
So you know, the quarterstaff guy rises to his feet, infected by my spores.
Oh, shit.
It's a reaction I can take and do it as many times as my wisdom modifier. So I've got 2 out of 5 potential zombies.
Amazing. So yeah, it goes down and then starts to, and you hear someone be like, hooray, brother Jimson has a oh wait, no, he's back. False alarm. I guess Jossie wasn't ready. Jimson. But Jimson's not home anymore. As
Jimson is a giant turtle car being driven by mushrooms now. The cordyceps fungus in his brain.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, beautiful.
He starts to click.
Yeah.
All right. Guys in the east, the bowman, having had a sword thrown at them, he's going to open fire 2 quick shots at Gwendolyn.
Oh no.
But unfortunately, they both miss, which I think we'll say safely is just like they both just ping off Gwendolyn, but it's that way that like Tony Stark gets shot, where it's just like an annoyance more than anything else.
Yeah.
And the bowman, who is used to shooting fleshy targets, just kind of you can see that kind of incredulous, like lowering the bow slightly and like looking at their handiwork, and then just like with the trembling hand reaching for more arrows. But otherwise they're dead. We'll take this as the initiative round of the 2 at the back that you've engaged, Ryan. They are going to they're going to try and run. So they're going to use their action to disengage, and then their movement to fucking run. But they have to climb the corpse pile in order to get away from you. And they're not great at that because they're fucking turtles. So let's see how far they get. Okay. One of them gets up and over, but it's a very undignified, like scramble, like up to the top, just like heave up and over, tumble down the other side. One just like looking back at you starts scrabbling up the wall, but the bodies keep rolling down with them, so they just keep like pulling when bodies keep coming, and eventually they just slide down to your feet and kind of turn over and look up at you in kind of shocked turtle way. It's been a really ineffective turn for that one, but one of them is up and over and running for the woods. We'll say that one's like a red-eared slider type of turtles, just like very clear, like big red patterning on the sides of their head, just so that we have a visual cue for understanding who they are. That brings us to Gwendolyn. You've just had 2 arrows shot at you.
Yeah. Remind me, is Shira still up, or she?
Very much so. Yes. Yeah, she is.
Okay.
Makka used his move to like get far enough away that he cast a spell, but she's one step from being able to punch him again.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Fight, like just kind of forearm fending off her former zombie leader.
Yep.
How far away is bow guy?
About 30 feet. So one full move.
Yeah, let's just do that. Because just fuck it. I'm better at close range anyways, so let's just do it. So I'm just gonna basically yell and charge, because no one expects you to just come at them straight on, right? And I already know he's just like his last shot pinged off, so fuck it. So basically running with like the sword basically going like straight out in front, like kind of like holding it to the side straight in front of me, looking to like impale him through the middle.
Sure. I've been playing a lot of Gears of War lately. It's the bayonet charge. I'm with you. Let's do it.
Yeah. I'll do the bayonet charge with an eye to for my second attack being like withdraw and try to like decapitate.
Gotcha.
So the first is an 18 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
And the second will be an 11, which I'm going to say
does not
probably
hit.
not.
No.
Yeah. Okay. We'll Well, that'll be 6 points of like impaling slashing damage.
Okay.
And as my bonus, I'd like to then basically remove the sword and like throw it so it kind of like comes around, try to like boomerang him in the back.
Okay, sure, go for it. Of course, before you get to, he takes this opportunity to headbutt you because you're doing a ranged attack at close range. So free attack of opportunity.
That's fair.
All right, he will hit. Turtles get bonuses on their unarmed because of their turtliness. All right, that's 7 points of damage.
Okay.
As he hits your head, and just like with the mask inside now, it like clangs off of it, and you kind of, your head vibrates. It's a bit of like the bells. If you were the Venom suit, you'd have to run. But you recover, and the sword arcs out and swings back.
Oh, it doesn't hit.
Unfortunately, with your focus so jarred, you just like throw it into a tree, and it wobbles there for a second, and then kind of flies awkwardly back and like scrapes along the ground and kind of awkwardly, like it's like if a tape measure goes floppy, it just kind of like slips back up into your hand. It's really undignified, but no one was watching, so you're all right.
Yeah. So I think I kind of like back away as my sword flies into my hand again, and just like, ow.
Love it. Okay, that brings us to Shira. So she's got Peak kind of like gnawing on her, which is a bit of an issue. Okay, she is going to attempt something that I really don't think is going to work, but I would kind of love it if it did. Oh shit, it does. All right, great. Can you roll me a strength save, please, as the zombie?
Oh, with the zombie stats? Okay.
Yep.
So that is a 9.
Cool. So he goes to like, slam down. She puts her arm up, kind of takes the hit, grabs his head with one hand, just grabs his like skirt with the other, and then she just full on picks him up over her head and fucking tosses him at you, Makka. So your AC again?
It's 19.
19. Oh damn, right on the money. All right, so she will hit. That is going to be 22 points of damage as he strikes you. I'm also going to say he takes 5 points of damage.
He's dead.
Okay.
The zombies only have 1 HP, right, Tyler?
The ones that I raise in this fashion come up with 1 HP. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So he just like
this fashion
slams into you, bounces off your chest, and hits the ground. Panther zombies? I'd like to summon. Yeah, I want to
panthers.
Summon my Panther Knights. Panther Knights. Yeah, they're zombies riding panthers. Don't worry about it. I'm level 8. All right. So Peak is down. You take some damage, and then she's going to, I think, close distance. Like she throws him and then just starts stalking towards you angrily.
Okay.
Bringing us to, we did her right, people on the left. So just the person with the bow engaged in close combat with Gwendolyn, which really isn't where they want to be. They're going to disengage and try and run. So they will take off after the red-eared slider, and the two of them start running towards the woods. Bringing us to Makka.
Shira has been wailing on Makka, so he's going to burn a wild shape to activate symbiotic entity and gain 40 temporary hit points, but that's his action. And now she's in fighting range again, so I think he's going to disengage again. I think it's just this constant like back and forth between her like closing in and doing a lot of damage and him like trying to basically just like sneak out.
Sure, gotcha.
So like shield up, he kind of staggers away after recovering a little bit.
What does your zombie do, Tyler?
It's dead. Oh, the other one. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Peak is dead, but now Jimison stumbles forward, and I will have him attack. I'll have him attack Shira.
All right. So he kind of like stumbles away from the Duncan combat. You hear one of the other turtles yell, "Where are you going?" And then Turtle steps into fight. Go ahead and roll, please.
That's a miss. That's a miss. That's a 4. So that's a miss.
Yes, unfortunately, I will miss. But now she's trapped in combat again and can't walk away without taking opportunity attack. So still net gain. Top of the round, Duncan. You have a club and sword wielding person on you. Tyler, what does sword wielding?
Oh no, Tom, I'm back with the turtles. I'm in Cabin Town, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You left.
he took
And
off
I
around the
also.
So I have the turtle prone at my feet, and then Red Snapper has joined Bo, and they're at the edge, like trying to bail.
They're running towards the edge of the things. Yes.
Yeah. Did you go with Sword and Club last round?
I didn't. I missed them. That's what I noticed when you said.
Do you
that.
want to go with them now? We're fair.
I'm gonna say they actually got wrapped up in the death and resurrection of Jimison. There was a real like holy moment for them of like you literally being like, Jossie, we'll see you now, and then killing him, and they're like, oh shit, yeah, he did ascend, and then he stood back up, and I think we can just say they were legitimately like taken aback by that. So they're back in the game now, but they took him a hot sec.
So Duncan's got a prone turtle at his feet. So I think he's just gonna like lean down, and he's got his rapier with like the skull knuckle protectors. And I think rather than stabbing, he's just punching this turtle in the face using the rapier's hilt as like brass knuckles. And he's just like, why do murderers always fucking run? He's just wailing on this fucking turtle. So if he's prone, do I have advantage, Tom?
Hell yeah, baby.
Dope. So the first one is a 24 to hit.
Yes.
And the second one is oh my God, that is so fucking brutal. That is 2 nat ones. I rolled 2 ones.
Oh. Ouch.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so for the first hit, I do 5 damage from the first punch.
Okay.
And now, Tom, it's your turn in my turn for a moment.
It is indeed. As you punch him, you kind of like crack his jaw a bit, and he just looks back up and through a mouthful of blood just says like, "And why do you always chase?" And as he is being beaten to death, he is going to unleash a thunder wave.
Uh-oh.
So
Nice.
I need a con save, please, sir.
Con save. Just a second. This is like weird swash powers I got to keep track of.
Yeah, man. No worries.
It's Dex. This is con. Okay. My con save is a 21.
21. Okay, fantastic. So you resist being blasted back, which is great, because if you'd got into that hut, there's going to be a lot more pain. And because you succeeded, you only take half damage. So you're only going to take
And I have
7.
evasion, so I take nothing.
Damn. So yeah, the wave kind of blasts out at you. It perhaps blasts you up into the air a foot, but then you just come down with the fist back to punching. You get the sense that he can do this exactly once in this state and is likely not going to be able to do it again.
I think what Duncan will then say to him is, "Stay here and we'll take you prisoner." And then he's going to book it after the other two who are going for the woods.
Gotcha. Okay. 1 moment. Let me just get my sheets back up. Great. That brings us to the Sword and Club guy.
So Tom, just to make sure though, am I caught up with the people in the woods, or are they still ahead of me?
They are ahead of you because they've both got a head start.
Great. Then I will burn another swashing point to give myself a double move.
Okay. That will bring you up to
Sick.
meet them.
Nice. I didn't know you could do that. That's cool.
It's the joy of you. It's because I could use the bonus action to do what the
A
fuck
dash?
is it? A disengage and then a full move. It means I use the bonus action plus swashing point to get a move, and then my regular move gives me the double move, so I can do that while fighting.
But is evasion a reaction?
Evasion is a no. Evasion is a freebie.
Oh wow, damn. Okay, then you're good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, evasion is just because you're dexterous. It's that thiefy bullshit.
Gotcha. Because I know there are some that will let you. I think I'm thinking of the one that like halves your damage is a reaction.
Yeah, uncanny dodge is a reaction.
Okay,
Yeah,
great. That's
Uncanny
what
dodge and evasion in the player's handbook, like for the rogue, is also. No, yeah, it's just
it's just a freebie for.
yeah.
being
It's
cool.
just a current.
yeah, and fallback is actually a bonus action, so it's the weirdest shit in the world. Loving it. Because you can use a bonus action and a reaction in a turn. I can't keep fucking track of D&D rules.
Believe so. I don't. This is dumb.
Well,
I don't-
reaction you're using on someone else's turn, right?
Usually,
Correct.
Yes. So I believe you're fine.
Oh.
But my understanding is the
I
reaction
haven't had
and
to use
bonus
the reaction yet. I was
aren't
just checking.
aren't tied. But 1 sec. Reaction, bonus action. Sorry, folks. This is one of those fun rule lookups that's just something that we've had for so long that none of us know anymore. Yeah.
And it's the best kind of these where it isn't even affecting the game right now. It just might.
Yeah. On that
Yeah,
note,
it's probably good to know.
I do want to clarify something that I thought was true, but I didn't have my reference up in front of me. Disengage is an action, not a movement.
Oh shit! I thought I used all your movement. Sorry.
No, it's all good. Yes, bonus and reaction are separate,
Cool.
as we
Nice.
thought. I thought disengage was an action only because it's so powerful that it can, because I mean in combat you wouldn't be moving anyway. But regardless, all good. Shira's been like rolling tremendously good on damage, so like I'm happy that she didn't just immediately get to punch you for 2 rounds because it didn't want you to have to roll new characters. So that's good. It's good for everybody.
But now it's the third round of punching, so can't rule it
Yeah,
out.
third round's bad. Rule of threes. Okay, great. So that was Duncan's turn. We got Sword and Club. Having seen Duncan like just fucking run away, they're gonna rush Makka's back. Makka, what's your AC?
19.
19. Ooh, that's a crit on the first guy, and nothing on the second guy. In terms of the crit, that will be 10 points of damage.
Okay.
As he just like we'll say it's the club guy, just like cracks you across the back with his club, yelling "false prophet." Which brings us to Gwendolyn. The bow guy has run away. He's currently engaged with with Duncan.
Yeah.
You see, you hear the crack of wood off a shell, and looking back, you can see Makka surrounded by Shira and 2 enemies. They're within range of your movement.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go to Makka. As much as I hate the guy with the bow, there I have like kind of just like a split second of like move towards the guy. No, help Makka. Because Makka reminded me to not think about myself so much long ago. All right, so it's just like rush in. I think I'll take on who is it? It's Shira.
Shira Iron Grasp is the single largest threat in the combat.
Yeah.
And then Sword and Club are attacking Makka from behind.
Shira is currently engaged with the zombie. Sword and Club are engaged with Makka.
Okay. Then it'll be I'll take sword. I'll take on sword person.
Yep.
And oh no, you said club was cracking, basically. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna take on swordy guy.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm just gonna I can use my bonus action first, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So no, because I'm gonna end up hitting Makka. This is what happens. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. It's basically just running in. And I basically want to try to stab Swordy guy through the throat, just like basically a get the fuck off Makka kind of.
Go for it.
action. And I will attack twice. That is an 18.
That'll do.
And a 15 to hit.
15 will not.
Okay. Well, that is 8 slashing.
All right. Solid hit.
Asshole sword guy.
All right. So that's 8 sword.
And I learned from last time that I will not use my bonus action to make my sword fly.
This is a wise choice. All right. Great. That brings us to Shira. Again, zombies everywhere. She this time she's just like, it's just pure frustration. Just a quick like punch to the skull. She misses with the first one. What's the AC on the zombie?
The AC on the zombie is 8.
Oh, never mind. She did hit on that 7 I rolled. Okay. So yeah, just like punches his head straight off, and then just kind of huffs, and then turns and starts stalking, closes the distance to reach you. Bringing us to the bowman, who looks to Red-Eared Slider, looks to Duncan, and then just like grabs Red-Eared Slider and shoves him towards you, taking his action to disengage, and then books it into the woods. So he is now actively out of the area of engagement. It's not to say you can't chase him, but it's going to get tougher. Bringing us to Makka.
All right, she's up in my face again.
She is. Sword and clubber on you. I will say that the advantage situation has been broken by the multiple combatants. So you're in slightly better stead.
Well, I've finally cast the spells necessary to actually be somewhat decent at melee combat. So let's swing the shillelagh.
And sorry, just for my thinking here, I may have missed something. You cast symbiotic entity. Does that mean she needs to take? Do they all take spore?
It's a reaction. It's a reaction. So I'm basically choosing how I use my reactions.
I understand.
Basically,
he's been zombifying people instead injuring others.
Yeah.
I get that. I'd probably do the same.
So I'm going to roll to hit Shira with my shillelagh. Plus 8, 19 to hit.
19 to hit. Yep.
And because of some fun modifiers on my symbiotic entity, we're doing a little extra damage. Those are okay rolls. 9 plus 5, 14 magic damage.
Whew. That is a sound hit. Describe kind of what this hit looks like.
I think it's just after being like harried and pestered and battered by her, and now her comrades are coming in as well. And it's just basically, I think it's just like constantly like just jostling and jarring Makka against like his shell, against his shield and stuff like that. And I think he just kind of lets out kind of like a frustrated grunt of just like, and just the mace like comes like up from the bottom and whacks her under the chin.
Nice. Love it. So her head cracks back and she stumbles back a foot, just kind of like, it's that classic, like, big boxer gets hit thing. She kind of like shakes her head out. But yeah, she took significant damage from that. That was a pretty big hit to her. And then she kind of lets out again, like an oddly high pitch, like, and steps back in. Bringing us to zombies are done. Dead. Great. So top of the round, Duncan, you've got Red-Eared Slider's been shoved into you. The bowman is disappearing into the undergrowth of the swamp. What do you do?
All right, so time to try to kill Red-Eared Slider. This is just Duncan at his most like spookily efficient. Like I think it's just around to try to like hamstring with the one rapier and then up and slashing across the throat to see if he can just kind of put this turtle down real quick. It's a nat 20 for the first hit.
Womp womp.
Yeah, and the second one is a 16.
I think because the 16 won't hit, but the nat 20 definitely will. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Great. So it's double damage for the nat 20. I do a grand total of 15 piercing damage.
Great. Yeah. So he his eyes go wide, and he just like you pull the sword out, and you slash, and like it's a bad slash. It like hits off some of the leather he's wearing. And you're disappointed that you don't do any additional damage, but you realize that you're slashing at a corpse as he kind of drops to his knees and slumps forward onto you. Makka, you are unable to see this. Is there a way you would be able to sense this? How are you conceiving of the zombie raising?
He's too far away.
Ah, perfect. Okay.
It's basically, if you think of it, it's like if they're within like 10 feet of me, they've basically been like breathing in my spores.
I see.
It's like when they die, it's like, okay, now they take.
Great. I like that a lot. Okay.
Yeah. So then he's too far away.
Duncan's booking it after running Bowman because he can make this a fucking foot race now if it's just the two of them.
So it's difficult terrain. So you'll be taking disadvantage unless you have any swashbuckling.
I am sure-footed.
Swashfuckery, I was going to say.
Sure-footed, nice.
I'm sure-footed. So I have
swashbuckery. That's great.
The movement penalty from difficult terrain is cut in half, rounding down.
Okay, great.
So I'm probably faster than a turtle.
You are 100% faster than a turtle. You managed to catch up.
Yay!
All right. That brings us to Sword and Club. They are going to take their sword is going to attack you, Gwendolyn. Club is going to keep attacking Makka. So on Gwendolyn, your AC is 20.
It is.
Sword fails to hit. Swings. You just kind of like move your head to the side. The blade sweeps past. Club rolls a nat 1.
Yes.
Makka swings the club down, and I think in your kind of rage state, it's just like you sort of crank your arm back, and off your root folk arm, small vines grasp the club and just yank it out of the guy's hand and shatter it. Just kind of like a tiny claw off the side of your arm. And you hear kind of from behind you. What a useless fucking turn for those guys. Bring us to Gwendolyn. You're engaged with sword. Club is now disarmed.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to finish up sword guy if I can. Which is basically like she's just hacking, saying like, "Stop moving." So I'm just gonna do. That'll be 2 attacks. It'll just be it's 2 strikes that are just like overhanded, like. Crosswise, you know what I mean? Like, anyways, okay.
You're just an angry lumberjack trying to fell a tree badly. Just like whatever I can.
A nat 20 and a 15.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. All right. Well, the 15 won't do it, but the nat 20 certainly will.
Nat 20.
You guys are rolling. It's just crits all the way down.
Yeah. That is 7. 18 slashing damage on that one.
Well, you got your wish. He stopped moving, at least for a moment.
Yeah.
Guess who's back? Back again. Sword guy's back.
Yeah.
Not your friend.
Sword Shady, the dead turtle rises. The turtle rises. And Makka, you find yourself in possession of a zombie yet again. Cool. So Sword is dead. Long live Sword. Who do we have left? We have the bowman. He can't outrun you, so he's going to turn and throw his bow down and just say, I never believed in any of it. I was just worried about what they'd say and do. They promised us better conditions in the factories. I'm sorry. Can you roll an insight check?
That is a 12.
Is he though?
Nah, this motherfucker's just taking rapier in the face. It's not even a discussion. This man has been found guilty of murder, according to Duncan. And he murdered people who were already sick because he thought it might make him less sick. And that's pretty fucking repellent. So,
yep.
I think his response is just like, the sentence for murder is death. And he'll just fucking go straight in the face.
Sure. This is an unarmed man who had surrendered to you. So go ahead and...
you know what? I would say that I just go ahead, but I also rolled a nat 20. I just think he's very dead.
Oh, I was just going to give you advantage.
I know, but first die rolled was a 20. So just...
Jeez.
Justice is watching. Justice is pissed. Justice approves.
Yeah. Finally, he got like full rapier through the eye, through the skull.
Yep.
And then just like back out, whip it around and pose for a second. And then he's going to book it back because he's got to try to either help. Plus, he had that one turtle he left injured.
Yep. Amazing. So making your way back through, you're fleet-footed. So say you're just able to do that. That's really not a huge deal.
Great.
All right. Great. Bringing us to... I fucked up. Shira didn't go. So Shira, man, that would have been a good one to miss. Shira is going to throw 2 punches again at Makka. You're much scarier and larger now. So I think she's realizing this is like a real fight, but there's a hint of a grin. Like, this is someone who likes to fight and she's getting a fight. So double punch. Oh boy, that is trash. One will hit, the other is a 2, almost assuredly not. And that is 4 points of damage.
Oh, okay.
She has big dice, but those dice can roll low.
She cleaned my clock earlier. I didn't know she could do this little damage.
Look, all I'm saying,
I thought I was getting like the standard level of damage earlier, being like, oh fuck, she's serious.
Well, she's also hit twice each time. She gets like a mad to hit, like her to hit bonus is fucking real dirty, but she does 3d8, so you can roll bad on 3d8, okay. And I did.
The level of variability there is much high.
Yeah. But when she hits with both, it seems like a clusterfuck each time. Also, the throwing thing is like a different set of damage and is much worse. Regardless, she sort of punches at you, but again, like you're beefed up, so the strike doesn't do as much damage. You're also just fucking mad, so just cranks off the shoulder, but nothing too big. And she kind of grits her teeth, but you can tell she's in it to win it. Makka.
Let's swing again. It's just I can't get a way to cast spells. So it's just a brawl. Nat 20.
The streak continues.
God.
So that's
10. I'm really thinking Jossie wasn't on their side solely based on die rolls.
9, so 19 plus 5, 24 magic damage with the shillelagh.
Describe how you finish Shira off.
I think she hits him once with her right, and then she misses on the left, and basically just completely exposes her left side as she overextends. And Makka punishes by just sweeping the shillelagh like across her arm towards her cheek.
Ooh, damn!
Yeah, and just puts her down with a strike to the head.
Great. Yeah, you hit her in the head so hard, the body just like flips over and stumbles into the... I mean, the good news is no one needs to drag her to the corpse pile because she landed on it.
Oh, no, she'll get up and walk herself there if I tell her to. So.
Yeah. With Shira having been defeated, the rest of the turtles pose little...
I was going to say, it's just Club and the injured guy by the hut.
Yeah, they pose little challenge to the three of you to put down, which I assume is your intention.
Yes.
Duncan can't kill the guy by the hut because he said, if you don't run, I'll take you prisoner. So he has a living prisoner he would march out. But Club does not have that promise from Duncan, and Duncan's not there. So Duncan will walk his prisoner out, and Club is up to y'all.
Makka's still in a fight as far as he's concerned.
So Makka, you'll club without weapons.
It's like also at this point, has Duncan not run like 300 feet into the woods? Like he is.
He ran back too. Duncan is just like a little winded. I think just with the sheer amount of running.
Yeah, it's like you're walking the turtle back out, but you're like kind of resting on his shoulder as you do it. It's a real like.
He's the old cop in this trio.
yeah. It's me after some stairs, you know. Makka, your intent, I believe, was to execute these crews. So the guy with the club is like, okay, so I know I said false prophet, and then the shillelagh just like takes him out. And Duncan marches this other person forward. What do you do about them?
Well, here's what I'm thinking, friends. This turtle is definitely going to go to some sort of police station constabulary. There's straight up several murder charges here. I'm thinking if we call the rest of the cultists in, Makka, you can declare that the cult is false. You, Broken Jaw Turtle, you can confirm. Then we send them all home. He goes to the constabulary and we can try to figure out what to do with these bodies. I'm imagining, Makka, you might want to take a look at them. And if fire won't spread the spores growing out of them, I think fire might be the answer to all of this shite.
Makka nods at fire, hearing that their solution to the bodies that won't decompose is to like make more dead bodies. Seems silly to him, being like, well, did you bury them? Did you burn them? Like it's like just make more and pile them. He's like nods to fire. But I think also just kind of like waves somewhat dismissively, just saying like, you do what you think would satisfy Vine Marrow's request. I am happy to play whatever role necessary in that. I wish to investigate these corpses and how the sickness is keeping them from moving their energy on.
You check out the corpses. Gwendolyn and I can round up all the other cultists around and bring them here so you can tell them that this was all fake.
I will do it, yes.
And then I'll tie up my turtle captive because I'm not marching him around and I'm too tired to haul him with me. So
you got like a stitch. You're just like pinching your side.
Yeah. So he's just like hog tie the turtle and like leave him next to Makka and then be like, Princess, do you want to go east and I'll go west and we can just bring them back here?
Yeah, all right.
And so with that, you set out into the swamps as Makka, you approach a pile of blasphemy, a pile of things that exist outside of your understanding of the world and of Jossie and your religion, and getting down on one knee as the shillelagh slowly shifts back into your mace and your symbiotic form begins to dissipate. You lean in and try and determine exactly what curse has befallen your people.
This episode of Curse Code and Crowd Sound was mixed and edited by Laura Hamstra, and the campaign was created by Tom McGee. Our original theme music was composed by Landon Knoblock, and Curse Code and Crown's logo was created by the brilliant Decapitated Markers. If you want to follow our players or our DM on Twitter, you can reach out to Laura at EL Hamstring, Ryan at the Ryan LaPlante, Tyler at Tyler_Hewitt, Tom McGee at McGeeTD, or you can message our whole company at Dum Dum Dice. So please join us again for more Curse, Code, and Crown!
Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christian Menicola, Long, the Half-Blind Prophet, James Cuellar, Charles Grams, Christopher Little, Sue One, George Dolby, One True Artistry, Orion Birchfield, Lord of Bradovic, Noel Lewis, Scott Garland, Anthony Griffin, Chet Awesome Laser, Jordan Neesmith, Benjamin V, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Taryn Hefner, Cade Peters, Richard Cranium, Christian Mendez, Anna Zed, Eric Williams, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Great Dane, Acrix, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumbdumbdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.